You know that feeling. You finally get that one thing you've been longing for. For a brief moment, you're happy, really happy. But then the shine wears off, the satisfaction fades, and almost inevitably, your mind starts chasing the next thing. It's like running on a treadmill that never stops. What if you could step off this exhausting treadmill of wanting for good? What if happiness didn't always live on the other side of the next purchase or achievement? There is a way off, and it's simpler than you think. Today, we're going to explore a radical idea from the ancient Stoics, the liberating art of wanting less in order to live more. 1. The modern prison of wanting. Look around at our modern world. Our minds have been colonized by desire. Advertisements scream at us. Social media parades an endless highlight reel of others' lives, and society pressures us to always crave more. It's as if we're trapped in a prison where the walls are made of our own wants. We live in a state of low-grade dissatisfaction, constantly comparing what we have to what we think we lack. No matter how much we buy or achieve, it never feels enough for long. This phenomenon has a name, the hedonic treadmill, the tendency of humans to quickly return to a baseline level of happiness after positive events. We get the new phone, the promotion, or the coveted pair of shoes, and we're briefly elated. But soon that new thing becomes just another thing, and we're back where we started, no happier than before. The cycle of desire revs up again, and the race continues. This endless wanting is exhausting. It breeds anxiety, envy, and frustration. We find ourselves working jobs we dislike to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't even know. Ironically, we have more comfort and convenience today than any generation in history. Yet people are more anxious and unfulfilled than ever. Why? Because a mind enslaved by desire can never be at peace. The Stoics saw this clearly 2,000 years ago. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was himself born a slave, taught, true freedom has nothing to do with your external circumstances. It has everything to do with the internal mastery of your own desires. In other words, no amount of stuff or status will set you free, only taming your wants will. 2. True wealth, a tale of two men. The Stoics had a very different definition of wealth. To understand it, consider a short tale of two men. The first man is a wealthy merchant. He owns cargo ships, businesses, and mansions. By all external measures, he has it all. But look closer, he is constantly anxious. He loses sleep at night, worrying about pirates attacking his ships, frets over rivals outdoing him, and obsesses about acquiring even more wealth to secure his status. Despite everything he owns, he is tormented by an insatiable desire for more and a perpetual fear of loss. The second man is a humble craftsman. He lives in a small cottage by his workshop. His tools are simple and his needs are few. He works with care and pride each day, earns enough for his modest meals, and enjoys quiet evenings with his family. He has very little by society's standards, yet he wants for nothing. He is content with what he has. Now the Stoics pose a question: who is truly the wealthy man? The answer is clear. Wealth isn't a number in a bank account. Wealth is the gap between what you have and what you want. The wider that gap, when desires outstrip possessions, the poorer and more dissatisfied you feel. You can close the gap in two ways. Try to accumulate more and more, an endless external chase, or learn to want less, a finite internal adjustment. The ancient Stoics chose the latter path. In fact, Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When you desire little, you automatically feel rich with what you already have. Now, this doesn't mean Stoicism demands that you live in poverty or shun all comfort. The Stoics did not believe money or comfort are evil in themselves. In Stoic philosophy, things like wealth, health, and comfort are considered preferred indifference. This means it is preferable to have them than not. You can enjoy them if they come, but they are ultimately indifferent to your inner virtue and freedom. They are not what make you truly happy or good. So by all means, it's okay to prefer being healthy rather than sick, or to have enough money rather than none. Just don't depend on those externals for peace of mind. Enjoy them, but don't need them. The goal is not deprivation, it is detachment. You can own things, just don't let things own you. 3. The toolkit for internal freedom. How can we train ourselves to want less in a world that constantly screams at us to want more? The Stoics developed practical techniques for this, a kind of toolkit to free your mind from unneeded desires. Here are 3 powerful Stoic tools to cultivate internal freedom and contentment. Practice negative visualization. This may sound counterintuitive, but it is one of the most powerful Stoic antidotes to endless desire. Take a few minutes each day to imagine losing some of what you already have. Visualize, for instance, life without your home. Picture not having your current job or losing a skill you treasure. Imagine even for a moment life without a person you love. The goal here is not to be morbid or to scare yourself. It's to spark a deep and vivid gratitude for the things you already have. When you regularly remind yourself that everything you have is a gift and could hypothetically vanish, you appreciate it so much more. Suddenly your home, your job, your loved ones, your health don't feel ordinary. They feel precious. And when you are truly grateful for what is already in your life, the desperate craving for what isn't in your life begins to fade. Instead of always reaching for the next shiny thing, you start to realize how rich you already are. Define enough. Modern culture never lets us reach a finish line. The goalposts of success keep moving. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when I make X amount of money. But when we get there, the bar just raises to 2X. To escape this trap, consciously define what enough means for you. Draw your own line in the sand. Sit down with a pen and paper and reflect. How much money is enough for a comfortable life, for my needs? How much success or recognition is enough for me to feel fulfilled? How many pairs of shoes or gadgets do I really need? Be honest and base these answers on your true needs and values, not on what others have or say. By clearly defining enough, you create a target that you can actually hit. An undefined target will keep moving forever, but a defined enough becomes a fortress of contentment. Once you know you have, or have attained, enough, you can step off the hamster wheel of more, and breathe a sigh of relief. You can say, I have what I need. I am content, and meaning it is a powerful feeling. Embrace voluntary discomfort, simplicity training. This tool is about training your appreciation for simplicity by occasionally choosing discomfort on purpose. In our modern life, we are so used to constant comfort that we begin to feel we need it at all times. Stoics realize this attachment makes us fragile. The cure? Every now and then, deliberately forgo some comfort to remind yourself you can be okay without it. For example, take a cold shower even when a hot one is available, or skip a meal and let yourself feel a bit of hunger. Spend a day without using your smartphone, or sleep on the floor one night instead of your bed. These small acts of voluntary hardship might feel odd, but they teach your mind and body a powerful lesson. I don't need constant luxury to be okay. I can cope with less. When you prove to yourself that you can still function and remain fairly content even in discomfort or with fewer resources, the fear of losing your comforts loosens its grip. You realize that if someday you had to live with less, you'd manage. This makes you more resilient, and it shatters the illusion that you always need more comforts or possessions to be happy. In fact, you might discover a strange truth. There is a certain richness in simplicity and minimalism that endless luxury can never provide. The riches of a simple life, the chase for more money, more stuff, more status, is a form of slavery disguised as ambition. It keeps you chained to an endless pursuit. By contrast, the disciplined practice of wanting less is the ultimate expression of freedom. This is not a call for a life of poverty or emptiness. It's the exact opposite. When you're freed from the incessant, exhausting race for more, you suddenly unlock resources you didn't realize were being drained. Your time, your attention, and your emotional energy. Instead of pouring these precious resources into chasing externals, you can invest them into things that give deep, lasting fulfillment. Your relationships, your personal growth and knowledge, your skills and passions, your community, and your peace of mind. By wanting less, you start living more. You stop being a collector of things and start becoming an experiencer of life. You can finally slow down and savor what you have, rather than always peering over the horizon for the next acquisition. You become present. You find joy in the simple moments. A quiet cup of coffee in the morning becomes a source of calm delight because you're not comparing it to some fancier experience you wish you were having. Your child or friend's laughter in the evening becomes priceless because you're not mentally elsewhere, wishing for some new device or status symbol. So, look around you right now. Don't start by asking, what do I need to be happy? Our consumer culture has trained us to ask that, but the Stoics advise us to flip the script. Instead ask, what do I already have that I can be grateful for? Take a moment to answer that question in your own life. It could be as basic as having enough food for today, a roof over your head, a couple of close friends, or even just the fact that you're alive and breathing. In that simple but profound shift of perspective, you will find the seeds of true wealth and unshakable freedom. If you found this journey into Stoicism helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Feel free to leave a comment sharing your thoughts or one thing you are grateful for today. And if this message resonated, share this video with others who might benefit from it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.